Mia woke up with a sharp gasp. Her heart raced. She turned to look at the clock on her nightstand. 7:43 a.m. She was supposed to be in an online job interview at 8 o'clock sharp. No, 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 she shouted, jumping out of bed. Her phone? Dead? The charger had fallen out sometime during the night. The Wi-Fi? Still working, thank goodness. Her clothes? Scattered everywhere. Mia quickly brushed her teeth with one hand while scrolling through her email on her tablet with the other. Interview link, Google Meet, time, 8 a.m., position, Assistant Project Manager, company, Bright Horizon Media. She had exactly 17 minutes to transform herself from sleep zombie to professional human. She grabbed a white blouse, a little wrinkled but clean enough, and her black blazer. She threw on her lucky earrings, even though one of them was slightly bent. She hoped the interviewer wouldn't notice. At 7:59 a.m., she clicked the link. Nothing. She clicked it again. No internet connection, said the message on the screen. What? But the Wi-Fi was fine a minute ago. She ran to the router. 3 red lights. Dead. No, this cannot be happening, she whispered. She stared at her screen for a second, frozen. Then, without thinking, she grabbed her tablet, a power bank, her shoes, and ran. She lived just 2 blocks away from a cafe with free Wi-Fi. Maybe, just maybe, she could still make it if she hurried. Mia didn't even have time to tie her hair. She ran down the stairs barefoot, shoes in hand, like a character from a romantic comedy. The neighbor's cat stared at her with judgment in its eyes. Mia burst into the cafe at 8:06 a.m., slightly out of breath. Her hair was a mess. Her jacket was half on. And she realized, too late, she had put her blouse inside out. She didn't care. The cafe smelled like fresh bread and strong coffee. The air was cool and jazz music played softly in the background. It felt calm, too calm for how she was feeling. She rushed to the corner table near the window, opened her tablet, connected to the cafe's Wi-Fi, and reloaded the meeting link. Connecting. Loading. Joining meeting. And then a screen appeared. There he was, the interviewer. Mia Sanders? The man said, looking surprised. Yes, hi, good morning. I'm so sorry I'm late. She looked straight into the camera. The sunlight hit her face just right. I had a bit of a morning emergency, she smiled awkwardly. The man chuckled. Looks like it. But you made it. That already says something about you. Mia took a deep breath. She sat straighter, adjusted her blouse quickly without standing up, and started answering questions. Her voice shook a little at first, but after 5 minutes, she was herself again. Calm, clear, focused. The interview ended at 8:45 a.m. She closed her tablet and slumped in her chair, exhausted but proud. She had made it. Against all odds, she had survived the chaos. Just then, a voice came from behind her. Rough morning? She turned around and saw a man, maybe in his late 20s, holding a latte and a book titled The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. Well, you know the rest. Is it that obvious? Mia said, laughing. He smiled and placed a fresh coffee in front of her. On the house. The barista said you ran in like a hurricane. Thought you might need this. Mia blinked. That's really kind, thank you. He sat at the next table, still reading. No flirting, no awkward pickup lines. Just quiet company. Mia took a sip of the latte. It was warm, sweet. Comfort in a cup. Maybe today wasn't such a disaster after all. By the time Mia got back to her apartment, the city had already warmed up. She walked slowly now, shoes finally on her feet, the coffee cup still half full in her hand. Her hair was messy. Her clothes were wrinkled, but inside she felt lighter, almost peaceful. She climbed the stairs to her flat and unlocked the door. The power was back. The Wi-Fi lights were green again. Figures. She placed her bag down, kicked off her shoes, and sat by the window. The same place where, just an hour ago, she had panicked. Now, the morning sunlight felt like a quiet hug. She opened her tablet, refreshed her email, and sipped the rest of her latte. One new message. Subject, Bright Horizon interview. Her heart skipped a beat. She tapped it. Dear Mia, thank you for joining the interview today. We appreciated your honesty, energy, and ability to stay calm under pressure. We'd like to invite you to the second round of interviews next week. Best regards. Lena K., HR team. Mia stared at the screen. Then she laughed. A big, messy, joyful laugh. She had done it. All the chaos, the running, the stress, it had meant something. She set the tablet down and looked outside. The cafe was visible from her window, and there he was, the stranger with the latte, still sitting at the same table, still reading his book. Without thinking, she grabbed a sticky note from her desk and wrote, "Thank you. You made a strange morning a little bit better. Mia." She folded the note, slid it into an envelope, and wrote, "For the guy with the book" on the front. A few minutes later, she was downstairs again, pretending to just pass by the cafe. She left the envelope with the barista, pointed discreetly, and smiled. As she walked away, the breeze lifted her hair, and the day, the very day that had started as a disaster, now felt like the beginning of something new. A week passed. Mia went to her second interview, this time on time, fully dressed, and with a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. She answered every question with clarity and warmth. No Wi-Fi issues, no inside-out blouse, no running barefoot through the streets. Still, she smiled when she remembered that morning. Sometimes chaos teaches us more than calm ever could. The stranger with the latte? She saw him again. Not every day, but sometimes. They didn't speak much. A nod here, a smile there. One day he asked her name. Another day he told her his, Ben. Turns out he wasn't just a coffee-loving bookworm. He worked as a designer, freelance, quiet, and curious about everything. They weren't a love story, not yet. Maybe never. But they were something. A reminder that people still notice, that kindness still surprises, and that sometimes being late doesn't mean you've missed your chance. Sometimes it just means you're on a different route to the same destination. And maybe that's the strange beauty of life. You wake up late, you lose connection, you forget your shoes, but somehow the day still finds a way to surprise you. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a morning like Mia's? One that started wrong, but ended up right? Which part of her story did you relate to the most? And which English phrase or expression will you try using next time? Tell me in the comments below. Because stories like this, yours, mine, Mia's, are where real English lives. Not in grammar books, but in everyday moments, in chaos, in coffee, in kind strangers. So, what's your story, guys?